everybody, it's Melissa
and Stephanie, and it is once again the second Tuesday of the month,
which means it is Q&A Tuesday here on this channel.
We asked you guys on Twitter to send us in your questions,
and without fail, you guys sent in a bunch of great questions.
So we have around 10-ish or so, so let's just jump right into the answers. So the first question is, do you keep in touch with your dad?
I know that this is a question that we get pretty frequently, the relationship with our father. We don't keep in contact, I think, as much as we should because he does live in Honduras. Usually he's the one calling us, but we do speak on the phone every now and then. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't have a bad relationship, but then again, we don't live in the same country, so.
To clarify something, I know in the comments a lot of people ask who Greg was. And he was not our stepdad. He was never married to our mother. And I remember when he first met with us and he was seeing our mother, he told us right off the bat, hey, I'm not here to be a father figure for you. So we really saw him more as a mentor and an advisor. That was the role he played in our lives. So he was never technically our stepfather or father figure. He was just kind of a mentor and a part of our family.
So this next question comes from Crystal, who I have to give a shout out to because you asked so many bomb questions. We had to narrow it down to just one. And the question we chose was, do you think the clothes we wear reflect what's inside us?
I can honestly say that when I was going through my darker period and my depression, when it was at its worst, I wasn't into wearing color. You guys know I was really into just wearing black. That became my norm, my regular, and now that I'm in a better headspace, I'm feeling a lot better, I'm feeling happier. I find myself wearing more color, experimenting more with my wardrobe. So I feel like for me there was a correlation with how I felt on the inside and how I portrayed myself and what I wore on the outside.
I definitely agree with that, but then I think on some occasions I don't dress the best, especially when I'm going to run an errand. I don't think that reflects me. But I think most of the times what I wear does reflect who I am as an individual.
The next question is, if you ever got a tattoo, what would it be and why?
I can say right now I have never wanted a tattoo. I don't think I will ever want a tattoo, so that's just me personally.
I, on the other hand, have always wanted a tattoo or some sort of tattoo. I'm terrified of pain and needles, so it will probably never happen, but I grew up in Scottsdale, Arizona. I still live here. I've always wanted to get something to remember that with. For a while, I wanted to get like an outline of Arizona or the coordinates, the latitude and longitude of Scottsdale, Arizona, or a cactus or something like that to represent the landscape or the desert that I grew up in, because I think we mentioned in our last one that we're probably going to die in the desert. I love it here. I grew up here. I also at one point wanted to get a red rose in memory or honor of my mother, which was her favorite flower. And then at one point I wanted to get a quote, I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul, because at that certain point in my life I really held on strong to that quote to get me through the difficult times. So like I said, I probably will never get one just because I'm terrified of the pain, but those are just a few I had in mind.
So the next question is, are you friends with kids from high school or did you make new friends in college? To be honest, we didn't have a lot of friends in high school. I don't know, I think it was kind of like high school was still very cliquey then. I'm sure they are now, but a lot of kids were, into doing things that we weren't into. Drinking, partying, stuff like that. I don't think we ever really fit in anywhere. We kind of kept to ourselves.
Yeah.
I didn't really find any friends in college, to be honest, either. Maybe because I really wasn't into the whole college experience. I think everybody's college experience and high school experience is different. I found most of my current friends through my job. Some of them I still work with, some of them I don't work with, but we're still really good friends. And I think it's probably the best group of friends I've ever had in my whole entire life. Anytime we're with them, I have a great time. It's such a blast.
So the next question is, what is the best piece of advice you guys have heard?
That's such a good question, and there's so many things that my dad used to say and also that Greg used to say, and we were actually talking about this. I don't really know why I can't remember any specific things that our mother used to say to us, but one that I always remember that my dad used to say, and he used to piss me off, when he would say, use your head, use your head. And now as an adult, if I'm ever in a situation where I feel overwhelmed or I feel like I can't do something or I'm not going to power through the situation that I'm in or I just can't like logically think what I'm trying to do, I always just hear him saying to me, Melissa, use your head. And it always like instantly relaxes me. I feel like, okay, I can do this. I can get through this. This isn't like the end of the world. And I usually get through it.
I think that is one that our dad used to always say. He also used to say, you never take anything with you when you die, but it sounds better when he says it in Spanish than when you say it in English, because when you say it in English, it just kind of sounds like morbid, but that's something that I hold on to, not necessarily meaning like not saving or spending, but it's like those memories that you make in life, that's what you're gonna have. You're not gonna have any of this materialistic stuff. Also, one that Greg used to say is attention to detail and follow through. And I still to this day have to remind myself to follow through with things, because sometimes, you know, you have all this stuff on your plate, you're exhausted, you don't feel like doing something, but ultimately you have to follow through with the things that you already have planned and things like that. And so that's always one that I remember.
So the next question is, do you guys plan to move away from each other in separate homes? Obviously right now we're still young, probably not, but in the future I'm sure we will eventually separate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've never been without Punk, like for a really
7
long
days.
period of
I think the
time.
most time was 7 days when I was in inpatient treatment. That's the longest we've gone without being together or seeing each other every single day.
But we did see each other and we did speak on the phone.
That's true.
So we've never really been separated.
I remember I had a conversation one time with Greg, and he's like, Steph, you know, Melissa has never been one to like get married, be in a relationship. Like, she doesn't need that. But if I were to find somebody eventually in the far future that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, that partner of mine would have to realize and understand the relationship that I have with Melissa and how much she means to me and cares for me. And he's like, you're probably going to have her end up living in your guest house, to be honest, or next to you, or right across the street from you, which I thought at one point was super funny. And I still, and now as I'm getting older, I'm like, that's honestly how it's probably going to have to be. Like, we're going to have to live next to each other or across the street from each other. So I look forward to that if and when it does happen. So the next question is, how do you feel about Prince on Prince? Honestly, I like the idea of Prince on Prince, but for me personally, I think being 4'9", it can get a little overwhelming. And so for me, I can't necessarily do the whole Prince on Prince like average height women. I don't know if that's personally my opinion.
I think it always looks really cool if you have the right prints. Personally, I don't have all of the right prints in my closet that would go well together, but if done right, I think it looks amazing. So the next question is, what do you miss more about your past? I know growing up, we had a very close family. As annoyed as I was when we had to do things with our family, I really miss that whole family dynamic because now it's just us.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I miss most. As much as there was arguing and fighting going on, I really do miss like putting up the Christmas lights the day after Thanksgiving with our dad, putting up the interior decorations with our mom, eating dinner every single night as a family.
Yeah.
Like, some people didn't have that, and I really took for granted that time that I had with my family, where now I miss that. I wish I had that, but we always have the memories, and so I would say that's the thing that I missed most. All right, on to the next question. When you guys fight, how do you work it out? You always seem to be on great terms despite tiffs. What's your secret?
I think as we've gotten older, we've learned how to be more open with one another. If we feel a certain way, we say that to each other, whereas before we would just be like really mad and butt heads. But we've never really had an argument that's lasted a very long time, or if it is an argument, it has to be about something really serious.
Really serious, or we'll get in a tiff about something really stupid,
Yeah.
and then I'll realize like 10 minutes later, wow, that was really stupid, I should apologize, and then we'll be back on like great terms. So we try to just like work it out as soon as possible. I'm one of those people that I don't ever want to go to bed mad or leave off with somebody on bad terms, because I feel like internally I would just go crazy. So I always try to work things out as quickly as possible.
So the next question is, do you guys think you will do Vlogmas this year? And that's a really good question because we've kind of already spoken about this. We're already,
thinking about
it. Yeah.
Last year, I wasn't working during the holiday season, so I had every day I could put together the vlog, do the thumbnail, upload it, and I didn't have anything stopping me, or there was nothing I really had to do, so it was super simple. This year, I'm working, as are you, so I don't know, I think the weekly vlogs that we have going are pretty good.
We have a good thing going. I think we have a good thing going. And also last year we weren't putting out as much content as we are now. We weren't as focused on having a schedule. So I think we really want to, but we also don't want to ruin a good thing that we have going and get completely overwhelmed and burn ourselves out.
Also, you guys see our vlogs, we're homebodies, we really don't do a ton of stuff, so I don't want to put out just daily vlogs to put them out when I'm just at home on the couch eating some spinach. Like, that's not very, I don't think you guys would enjoy that.
Yeah, so let us know what you guys would like, but right now we're still like on the fence.
In the air. Yeah. So we received a ton of questions asking about our love lives.
And I'm not currently in a relationship. If I was in a relationship, it probably would not be the first thing I share in my vlogs or on YouTube, just because I like to keep certain things private.
That being said, we're not dating each other.
Yeah, we get that all the time.
It's kind of strange to me how people just kind of assume that we're dating. They don't really think anything else, just, oh, they're dating. And also, we're not lesbians. I feel like there's kind of a double standard for women in society. If you share everything about your personal life and your love life, or if you're dating somebody new every month, you're labeled as promiscuous. And then if you don't share any type of information about your love life, you're labeled a prude and or a closeted lesbian. So I am completely straight. I'm not, what is the term? Sexually fluid? Is that it?
I think that's the new
I'm not sure. I'm not dating anybody either, but I'm just putting it out there. Just don't assume.
So we got a few questions related to doing meetups, most specifically in California, which, guys, we don't live in California. I don't think we're planning on doing any meetups. If we were going to do a meetup, we would obviously tell you guys, but we want you guys to have enough time too. We are planning on going to California in November, finally. We keep having to push everything back. But we're not sure what we're going to do. We kind of want to go to LA, but we kind of also want to visit the Bay Area. So all of the plans for that are not 100%.
Which we need to figure out.
Yeah, we do.
It's like 2 weeks away. 3 weeks away almost. So if we do decide on anything, we will obviously let you guys know. But as of right now, the last meetup that we held in LA, though, there was a really good turnout. We met a lot of awesome people. Yeah. So of course I want to meet you guys, but if it's like too last minute, I don't want to put that stress on you so that you feel like, oh,
I have to do this, I really want to do this.
Yeah, we don't want to put you guys in that situation. So if we can figure something out ahead of time, then we'll let you know, but if not, it doesn't look like there will be one
in the near future. So that has been another round of Q&A Tuesday. Thank you guys all for your questions.
If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a
big thumbs up.
Big thumbs up. Also follow us on Twitter. We do the Q&A Tuesdays the second Tuesday of every month, but it's usually the Monday before that we ask for your questions. So if you do want to send in any questions, make sure you're following us on Twitter so that you know when we're asking for them. What else do we have to plug?
Well, you can come back next month for another Q&A Tuesday, but you can also come back this Friday for a thrifted home decor video if you're into that. And then I think from there on out, it's basically going to be some Halloween videos.
I'm also doing a how to style bell bottoms video, which a lot of you guys requested, so I have that written in on the calendar. Should be coming up soon, but yeah, for the most part, Halloween. And then November, and then December, and then this month is over. This year is going to be over. So let's wrap this up. We hope you guys enjoyed, like we said a few seconds ago.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye!